Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today's video is a brand review of Stratia. I'm so excited to finally be doing this review. Let me go ahead and give you a quick little brand overview here. So we're yet again talking about a little indie brand. We are talking about a brand that does not use essential oils. This is going to be great for people that have more sensitivities or allergies. Great option for sensitive skin. Fragrance-free brand, very straightforward, discloses the percentages of actives used in their products. And if I mentioned that this is an affordable brand we're talking about, it's a bit of that gray area, that pricing between the ordinary and high-end, but under $30 for moisturizers and serums, etc. Now, for everything wonderful that I just said, I do like to be very straightforward myself in terms of narrowing this down if this is a brand for you or not. So I'm gonna say up front that this is not a clean brand. I do know that we have some people who appreciate seeing parabens in their skincare products. Look, I'm not here to judge whichever one of these groups you are, just know that this is a brand that does use some of those types of preservatives. And let me just say really quickly, if you appreciate that I tell you these things before I get into the video rather than at the end, please consider hitting the bell. This has been my, as per usual, annual notice. It is actually a terrible idea to be a YouTuber that lets your audience know these things up front. You should save it so you get the view time for the algorithm, but I just can't play these games, y'all. I can't do it. If you appreciate it, please hit the bell so I don't disappear into your notifications. A few more notes on the brand before I get into product reviews. I want to make sure you know about their color-coded system, so I'll put that up on the screen for you. This brand does ship internationally and they do have free shipping at $150, which is going to be a lot of products because, as I mentioned, these are more affordable, but it's still really nice to see that option available. If you're in the US, you have free shipping at $35. Also know that this is a cult brand of Reddit, which I think is really funny. I don't know how often Reddit and YouTube intersect, so I really don't know if this is going to be a case where all of you watching know and love this brand or if you have never heard of it. So let me know in the comments below. What am I talking about? This completely changed at some point last week. Now, Reddit is all over YouTube, and YouTube is all over Reddit. Are any of you following all the Wall Street stuff that's going on? I have a family member who's been doing this for, I guess, about a year now, and I called him up and I was like, should I do this stock market? He was like, I don't know if you're the right person for this because I think you might not like waking up and being down $1,000, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I probably maybe wouldn't like that since I do tend to get really mad at myself when I forget to pull out my $2 off coupon at CVS. Oh, I get so mad at myself. What's the topic? Oh, it's skincare. Yes, skincare. So I also wanted to comment on their website. So they have this Learn section, and if you are somebody who wants to get a little bit more of the science side of skincare, I highly recommend the Stratia website's Learn section. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. It's a little bit more in-depth than, most YouTube videos tend to go. If you can follow the science, I think you will really appreciate the way that they explain everything. And then finally, just so you all know, I did purchase all of these. I have no way to make any money through affiliate links, but I did make a $10 off referral, and it will be in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get into product reviews. I'm going to be starting with the Night Shift. This is I believe this is the newest release from this brand, or a newer release, and it is a night cream with encapsulated retinol. So the reason I was so interested in this is, first of all, once again, like I mentioned in the intro, we are talking about an incredible formulation here. We are talking about transparency with how much retinol is in here, so it is 0.15% retinol. I would consider that to be a wonderful beginner level, but at the same time, I started thinking that might actually still work in my routine, and you should know that I have been using retinol for, what are we at, 3.5 years? So I'm no newbie to retinol, but I thought I might be able to pull off adding in this additional 0.15% night cream over my retinols, or retinol serums, more specifically. And I thought this largely because I did see a lot of people on Reddit saying that they were able to combine this with much more powerful retinols, let me tell you. And again, with it being a low percentage, I figured that was probably true, and indeed it is. I've been able to use this with, I'm currently finishing off my Murad retinol serum, absolutely no problems, just great results. And what an absolutely gorgeous formula. It's high in squalane and marula oil, which are two of my favorite oils. It has cica, allantoin, ceramides, no fragrance, no essential oils, a beautiful texture as well. It's not incredibly heavy, but more of that medium weight moisturizer, so I actually think that this product will work for pretty much everyone. It's so nice to find this anti-inflammatory, barrier-boosting retinol cream that I feel like I could recommend genuinely to people who are brand new to retinol. It's a nice, non-irritating level, and again, even if you are using retinol, it's not too much to tack onto your routine. Asterisk, always proceed with caution if you choose to do that type of approach. I've also combined this with AHAs. Never in my life thought I would hit a point where I'm combining AHAs and retinol, but again, 3.5 years of retinol, 4 years, no, more than 4 years of AHAs, and yeah, I'm able to combine the two and really help to boost the synergy of those two ingredients. You know, again, how often can you say that a product is for beginners, for advanced, for oily skin, for dry skin? It's so uncommon, but it's just such a well done product. And my final commentary with this is I noticed some people in the reviews of this saying that it feels so luxurious, and I think that that's so true. I think that if you had this in other packaging, I would not be able to tell that this isn't an $80 or $100 moisturizer. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I think it's gonna have to become my top pick for retinols that I recommend for beginners. It's that good. The rest of this video is going to be me reviewing their The Essentials kit, which has 3 products in it. A quick comment on buying kits. If you're an OG of this channel, you know that this is how I prefer to do reviews. I can't even put into words how important I think it is for you to try products before you buy the full size. This has been my philosophy for absolutely years, because at the end of the day, you know, no matter how hyped a product is, no matter how many people are saying it's making incredible changes to their skin, skin is so complicated. What works for one person is in no way guaranteed to work for another, which is why I think sampling is the best thing you can do. I am not saying this in the best of times. Since Sephora pulled samples, it's just a lot harder to get samples since 2020, but I still swear by it, and this must have been something that was released more recently, because I know that the reason I didn't try Stratia 2 or 3 years ago is because at that time they didn't have a kit like this. A quick note on kits though, I've noticed that more affordable brands tend to charge a little more than the value of the contents, whereas high-end brands tend to charge a little less. So something to note, you do pay a little bit more for the ability to sample these, but again, to me, it's very worth it. And as far as the products individually, oh my gosh, the Velvet Cleansing Milk. What is this gorgeous cleanser? You have to know in advance that I'm somebody who likes cream cleansers, and that is exactly what this is. But here's my short summary of this product. So I emphasize the importance of, you know, using a non-drying cleanser no matter your skin type. But typically when we say non-drying cleanser, what we're actually talking about is a cleanser that doesn't make your face feel like you need to immediately apply moisturizer. It's just, you know, not dried out. It almost never means a hydrating cleanser, but Stratia made a hydrating cleanser. I mean, after I use this, I don't even feel like, oh, hurry up, we have to use the rest of my skincare routine. My skin feels hydrated. It is bizarre, and then tack on the fact that this is only $15 for the full size of this. I'm blown away. I do have one important note with this cleanser though. I feel like this is the only product in this video where I have a little bit of an allergy warning. And again, since it's a wash-off product, it may not be a severe allergy warning, but worth noting, this does contain chamomile, and chamomile is a little bit more common of an allergen, so definitely one to approach with caution if you tend to have that allergy. But again, wash-off formula may not be as irritating for most. I will say though, as a fragrance-free product, having that little bit of chamomile in here does help it to smell quite nice. I've tried some cream cleansers that are fully unscented, and it's on the smell. Next up, we have the Soft Touch AHA. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I feel like part of why I was so critical of brands in my What's New in Skincare video, if you saw that from last week, I feel like knowing that I was testing Stratia in the background is part of what had me going, why is nothing different? Because I'm out here trying this little tiny indie brand that has a very limited selection, and yet every one of their products is actually different. And that is absolutely how I feel about this Soft Touch AHA. So this is a 10% Mandelic AHA product. What's so nice about that is Mandelic is a much more gentle AHA product. I think that people are often confused about AHAs and finding the right level or the right AHA, but it tends to be glycolic and lactic on repeat at different levels. And I tend to think that if somebody is still struggling in finding a chemical exfoliator that works for them, maybe try a different AHA than the two that we constantly see. So with Mandelic being a larger molecule, it doesn't penetrate as deeply into the skin, but it does still give you that chemical exfoliation. So again, if you're out here going, well, now I've tried The Ordinary's 5% lactic and it's still too harsh on my skin, you still may be a candidate for trying 10% Mandelic. It's totally different, it may work for you. They also do combine this with soothing ingredients, including yet again chamomile. So again, another allergy warning here. However, for most people, that will be a great combination that will help to keep this a very comfortable to apply product, and it absolutely is. There is no discomfort, for me at least, in applying this and using it, just an added brightness to my skin. Can I also just give a moment of appreciation here that the box says AHA products can be photosensitizing, which is true. Use broad spectrum sun protection while using Soft Touch AHA and for a week afterward. Thank you for saying that. I've seen so much confusion around this topic. I've seen people say don't use AHA in the morning unless you're going to immediately apply SPF. We shouldn't even be having that conversation, because if you're using AHA, you should be using SPF. That's it. That's the whole sentence. Moving on to my liquid gold review, and I'm really hoping that I can give you a more nuanced review of this. If you remember back in the day, on Reddit at least, this was a very, very hyped product, and I feel like every review went like this. Oh my god, this product saved my skin, it is an absolute must-have. Yeah, so remember what I was saying about sampling products and how nothing works for everybody, all of that. I actually do think this is a very innovative product and it is very unique, but I don't think it's for everybody. So a little bit about this product. This is made to be a barrier boosting product. There's not actually a ton of products on the market that are made for this specific purpose. I do know Crave Beauty has their barrier boosting product. You can use snail for barrier boosting and CBD. But it's not really this extensive list of products that help to repair your moisture barrier. But it's a very important conversation, especially if you're somebody who overused the AHAs. I think we see this a lot, but we don't necessarily know to recognize overexfoliation for what it is. I actually also think that one of the reasons this may have been such a cult favorite on Reddit's skincare addiction is because I have seen some of the posts on that subreddit. Some people are using so many AHAs that it only makes logical sense that those people would also need a product to repair their moisture barrier. And for that purpose, this is a wonderful product. It has that perfect ratio of ceramides. It's basically meant to mimic your skin, so it feels very comfortable on. So comfortable that I think if you're somebody who doesn't like the feel of moisturizer, this actually could be an exception. It doesn't feel sticky or even like it's there. But if you read between the lines, that also means that it's a more lightweight product. So I think that it may not be enough moisturizing quality for some people, which is why I think that in my mind it's a little bit more of an emulsion. The Night Shift, absolutely a moisturizer. This is kind of a step in between serum and moisturizer, at least on my dry skin. And again, let me stress how amazing it is to find an affordable healing product. This has been a problem for me on this channel in terms of giving recommendations. You know, Snail, top recommendation for people who are okay with the sliminess and the fact that it's snail mucin. For years on this channel, my other suggestions have been CeraVe in the Tub, which is a great product as long as you don't have any issues using fatty alcohols, since that does contain quite a lot of fatty alcohols. And then also more recently CBD, which is a great recommendation, but also pricey. And at the end of the day, I actually do have to say this would have more research behind it, just because at the end of the day, this is using ceramides, it's using oils, whereas CBD, we just don't have a ton of research on how it works or why it works or who it works for. So in terms of trying to narrow down who this is for, I am going to nitpick it. Just because, again, some people have elevated this so much and some people have said it doesn't work for them. So pros are absolutely how potent this is on protecting and restoring the moisture barrier. But the potential cons, it is a very yellow product. And if you, like me, have a tendency to sleep with your face smushed into your pillow, you may see a little tiny bit of staining on your pillow, just trying to tell you like it is. If you are one of those angels who can sleep on your back, good for you. I admire you. And in addition to that, I do think the smell of this is something that I'd like to comment on at least. I don't know how to describe it. I was trying to figure out in my head what it reminds me of, and what it reminds me of is Pericone's Cold Plasma, which in the past smelled kind of fishy, and now it's a little harder to describe. But it's not the best smell in the world to me. So I took this to Ara. I was like, I need you to smell this and tell me what this smells like. So she's sitting there smelling it, and she smells everything for like 2 minutes straight. It's amazing. I can't do that. But she's smelling it, and I'm like, it kind of smells not great, right? And she goes, no, it doesn't smell not great. It smells like oatmeal. Not to me. I do not pick up oatmeal from this. It is something mildly unpleasant to my nose, but that is a great example of how scent is very difficult to describe. So hopefully that's helpful. I feel like there's such a minor critiques of this product to ultimately tell you we have a competitor for snail mucin. I don't know if it's going to replace snail mucin for me personally. Snail mucin, the COSRX snail mucin, is still a little more affordable, but again, not everybody can handle that product. So if you can't, but you still want to restore your moisture barrier without paying CBD prices, I think it's really a good choice. And that is it. That is my review of Stratia. I feel like we actually accomplished a quick video today. Hopefully, I'll see you in editing. For those of you who follow my trials, we are moving into Beauty of Joseon, which I'm excited about. Still will be a little bit of a smaller review, but I'm very excited to do that one next. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.